Welcome to Exploring the Big Island, a series that will uncover all there is to do and see on the largest and most diverse of the Hawaiian Islands. Each episode, we'll explore new regions on the island that are themselves larger than most Hawaiian islands. We'll also learn about island activities you won't want to miss out on. There's a lot to see and do, so let's get started exploring the Big Island.
Aloha! Though it says we're here at the end of the road, this is really just the beginning of our journey around the big, beautiful island of Hawaii. We're here at the Pololu Valley Lookout,
where we'll begin our journey exploring sites along the northwestern region of the island, the Kohala Coast. As with each episode, we'll focus on a specific region of the island, and why not start at the top? The Pololu Valley Lookout is the furthest you can drive clockwise at the top of the island. You might recognize this must-see attraction's stunning views in countless movies such as Jurassic Park. This is the best spot from which to see the island's spectacular northern cliffs from the road. This row of enormous cliffs hints at the series of magnificent valleys which are accessible by land only by experienced hikers on strenuous multi-day hikes. But if you're a little bit adventurous and you've got an extra hour and a half, you can take the popular hike to the black sand beach below. But you'll need a good set of shoes, and you'll discover that hiking back up the steep trail is a lot tougher than the trip down. Driving south along Highway 270, we venture through the scenic wilderness unique to the island. Parks in this area are perched on cliffs and offer spectacular coastal vistas. And roadside attractions are easy to miss, such as the King Kamehameha Rock, which we'll discuss later. But before you know it, you've made it to the two small yet charming towns of Kapa'au and Hawi. These are great places to grab a snack, coffee, a meal, or to find unique gifts and artwork. Popular spots of island residents in Hawi include the Bamboo Cafe and the ice cream shop across the street. While tourists love the change of pace when exploring this remote region, its residents wouldn't live anywhere else.
Yeah, I love it here. I've been here now 16 years on the Big Island, and I've been in Kapa'au now almost 10 years. We have the local pharmacy here, so I get to know everybody really, really well. It's like going back in time. It's like people just seem like they just do it the old-fashioned way. Well, North Kohala is a section of the island that's at the very tip across from Maui. So we have the really good trade wind breezes come through, and we have more rainfall than Kona does, so we have a lot more beautiful foliage. The people here are really very, very interesting. We have quite a few different varieties of people. Artists, we have a lot of people that are real reclusive here. We have a lot of celebrities here, and we have a lot of people who just do farming and agriculture. I highly recommend your visit to North Kohala the next time you come through.
Residents not only take pride in the beauty and culture of this region, but in its important history as well. A statue near the town of Kapa'au commemorates Kamehameha's legacy. If you think this statue seems familiar, it's because it's from the same cast as the famous statue found in front of Iolani Palace in Honolulu. The original cast was lost at sea while in transit from France, so a second statue was cast and sent to Honolulu where it resides today. When the original statue was later found, it was brought over to the Big Island. Why then was this magnificent bronze statue placed near this sleepy, remote little town? Well, it just so happens that this is the region of the king's birthplace. Ancient kahuna, Hawaiian priests, had long foretold of a warrior king who would unite all the islands under one kingdom, and that he would be born on the northern slopes of the island of Hawaii. These prophecies began their fulfillment just south of Hawi, out past Upolu Airport and wind farms. It was on this spot in about 1758 that King Kamehameha was born. Next to his birth site is the Mo'okini Heiau, where Kamehameha was blessed to greatness by the kahuna in an elaborate ceremony. As word spread about a new king being born, the other jealous kings began to search for Kamehameha to take his life. It was here on the northeast end of the island, in Waipio Valley, where he was hidden to protect him from certain demise. Eventually, he was able to return to the northwestern side of the island, and it was here, as legend has it, at about 14 years old, The kahuna wanted to see a feat of strength to prove his worthiness to be king. Kamehameha was ordered to carry this nearly 400-pound stone from the floor of Pololu Valley to the rim, about 1,200 feet up a steep valley trail. He stunned the priest by carrying the stone to its current resting place, a trek of nearly 5 miles. Needless to say, they were convinced. Back in Hawaii is where you'll find the turn inland to Highway 250. Also labeled Kohala Mountain Road, it's regarded as one of the most scenic highways in the United States. It goes through expansive ranches and tall rows of towering eucalyptus trees before offering magnificent views as it descends into the heart of cowboy country, Waimea. In Waimea, you'll find some of the best local fine dining on the island, as well as great shops and boutiques. It's a regular pit stop between Hilo and Kona, and it's a great place to pick up fixins for a picnic at the beach.
Hey, we're back up here on Kohala Mountain Road at the beautiful Kahua Ranch, high above Waimea. What we're going to learn today is how to be a paniolo, a Hawaiian cowboy, and how you can become one yourself.
A lot of folks do come to the Big Island of Hawaii, and they have in mind the beaches, the coconut trees, and all the tropical scenery. What they have yet to find out, though, is that the island is very big on ranching. 1793, Captain Vancouver brought over the first load of cows from cattle and offered them to King Kamehameha. He offered them as a present, as kind of an I'm sorry thing for what happened to Captain Cook years back, and they accepted the cattle. But what he didn't realize is that you could eat the cattle. So he put a kapu on all the cattle, and all the cattle were just, very happy that they had this little kapu against them, and they couldn't be touched or killed. So they went on their way. They procreated. Cattle loved to eat grass, and Hawaiian homes were made of grass. So they literally ate the Hawaiians out of house and home. Till John Palmer Parker got here in 1806, I think it was. He arrived and ended up a few years later marrying Kipikani, which was a great-granddaughter, and then he started the first ranch. The first ranch was actually registered in 1847. Parker Ranch became the 5th largest, still is the 5th largest cattle-producing ranch in the United States. There are 80 ranches on the island, of the Big Island. There are 150 ranches in the state of Hawaii. And then in all of those ranches, Kahua, which actually means the beginning or the essence, is where King Kamehameha trained his personal guard here on the slopes that we're on today, and trained his personal guard here to eventually go out and conquer the other islands, eventually uniting the islands under one kingdom. So Kahua is a very spiritual area. It's a very famous parcel of property. It goes from 4,400 feet all the way down to the ocean behind me. And the ocean's only 6 miles away. So you got a beautiful incline, beautiful views of the western side of the island, including you can see all the way down to Mauna Loa to the south. So it's a beautiful area to visit. It's very spiritual, so a lot of the Hawaiians love to have their weddings up here on these slopes that King Kamehameha once stood. So if you think about it, the Richards family, who owns the property since 1928, prior to that it was owned by the Woods family, prior to that was King Kamehameha. So it's a beautiful virgin piece of property. So you get a chance to go up here and see that. It's unlike any other part of the Big Island.
Now you've heard all about the history. Come up and visit and join us and see the beautiful areas that we are sharing with you. The history that we're on, Kahua. We are going to greet you at our beautiful ranch at 3,500 feet, 8,500 acres, looking into the ocean. Beautiful sunsets when we arrive. We're going to welcome you, take you into the tack room, and we're going to serve you some beer, local brew that is, wine from California, soda, fruit punch, whatever you care to drink. It's all included, and we'll be there to welcome you. Then when the sun is set, we go into the dinner, into the hali for dinner. We're going to serve you steak and chicken, corn on the cob, beans, potatoes, local breads, local salads, a wonderful meal. All the food that you can recognize, and it's a meal that you will thoroughly enjoy. We have entertainment while you're having dinner. When the sun's gone down and the dinner is over with, we're going to get up and enjoy a little bit of a line dance. And the last part of the program, we have fun activities for you. Show you how to be a paniolo, a cowboy, do some roping, branding. Now, we're not branding any animals, but we are going to brand a souvenir you get to take home. Come and join us and feel a part of that. Touch and be a part of our family and enjoy the history of our ranch.
For more information, please visit www.kahuaranch.com. Evening at the ranch sells out most weeks, so please call in advance at 808-882-7954. The ranch also offers fun and amazing tours of the ranch by tram, as well as breathtaking horseback rides. But if you liked what you've seen so far in this region, the Waimea Country Drive Tour might be for you. It covers remote historical sites like where the U.S. Marines trained for Iwo Jima, the birthplace of Hawaiian cowboys at Parker Ranch, Anna's Ranch for a historical tour and lunch, as well as other sites including a tour of the largest heiau in Hawaii. So experience cowboys, warriors, and warfare by booking all your ranch experiences at 808-882-7954.
Wow, that was a blast. It's been great being here on Kahua Ranch and being a Paniolo for the day. Now, it's time to continue journeying along the Kona coast.
Now we'll finish up our overview of this region along the Kohala coast. If we didn't turn inland at Hawaii and the scenic drive east to the cowboy country, we would have continued along the coast, passing historical sites such as the King Kamehameha's birthplace, the massive temple Kamehameha had built at Pu'ukohala, and then you'd make your way into the island's barren desert region. Although hot and windy, it's home to some of the best beaches in all of the Hawaiian Islands. Always ranked as one of the top beaches in the world, Hapuna Beach offers white sand, clear snorkeling waters, and perfect waves for beginning boogie boarders. Venturing further south, you'll find more popular beaches such as Beach 69 and Anaiho'omalu Bay. A Bay, as it's also called, is located near the entrance to Waikoloa, one of the mega resort complexes that populate this region. We'll have to come back here in future episodes to cover all the fine dining, activities, historical sites, and hotel complexes which rival some of the finest on Earth. But even if you're not staying at the resorts, it's a definite change of pace to take in and experience the spectacle that is the Waikoloa and Maunalani resorts.
Wow, we've had a full and exciting day exploring the northwest corner of this island. And here at the ranch, there's so many great things to do, but my favorite is the food. And I tell you, I am hungry. It's time to dig in, so I'm gonna have to say aloha until next time.
If traveling to the Big Island, download the Tour Guide Hawaii app. Not your average travel app, Tour Guide Hawaii contains hours of entertaining multimedia presentations that will allow you to learn about and experience the island in a fun and carefree way, whether allowing you to kick back and watch presentations about what to see and do, giving you directions, history and tips, and visiting over 50 island sites, or allowing you to select and book island activities and services. This app is an essential tool for all island visitors and residents, allowing you to save time, money, and see more. Learn more at exploringthebigisland.com.